you welcome to TFT Tarot for today, Goth Tarot with me, Oberon. Dark tarot, dark cards, dark issues. It's all about the shadow. So today we will start with a reading, an affirmation from the Dark Light Oracle. It's one I like using here a lot. And our oracle is leaving. New horizons to be sought. Pack your stuff and put your coat on and move on. You cannot stay any longer in this place. Something better is to be found elsewhere. Therefore, do not hesitate and leave the old shores. Of course, there will be some tears. Of course, you are used to this. But a new era must begin for you. The sky says so. The sun says so. Your guts say so. Don't turn around. Don't flinch. Hearken your heart and accept the separation. What you will find on the other side of the bridge is worth the momentary pain you're feeling. So go. Leave it all behind and go. Affirmation. A new journey must start for me. So I'm leaving for a while. And I know that the places I'm about to discover are the true ones I belong to. So once again, that was the affirmation from the Dark Light Oracle. So today I'm going to use just 4 decks, unlike myself, right? I know. And there they are. And I'm going to go with an elemental flow. Maybe it's because of the Tree of Life with the elemental quarters there. But we're going to start off with Dark Earth, foundation issues. What are things that are foundational for us, physicality or about our environment or things like that. And I'm going to use the Midnight Boulevard. The 5 of Pentacles upright, which I will leave there. The 5 of Pentacles upright, well, that's very earthy. It actually goes along quite well with leave now from the Oracle, because it says that maybe we don't feel we belong somewhere, or we feel we are we are left out of something for some reason. We just don't seem to feel like we're belonging to a situation. We're on the outside. We're trying to enlighten others. We're trying to enlighten ourselves. But the other part of it that maybe is just more personal is that it's about being a goth, and it's about being different. So even if you're not exactly a goth, maybe you're neurodivergent, you're transgender, you're a black or brown person that exists in a sea of white privilege of some sort. You are on the outside trying to get inside, and it sort of is a holding pattern from what I can see with that. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Dark Moon, the emotion issues. So the element of water, perhaps, is what we're talking about. And the Dark Moon will be covered by the Deviant Moon Tarot. I think that's a worthy choice. Cards are a little crackly. This is a beautiful card laying cloth that I got from Tovada.com, along with the Midnight Boulevard deck. So, what are the emotion issues? It's another 5. It's the 5 of Swords. So it's upright, which is okay. And the 5 of Swords, well, Banshee and I like to think of this as the no one wins card. That it's the idea that you should leave. You should leave, just like the Oracle. It's saying you should probably find a way to back out of the situation. You cannot prevail. So this is a real bummer because we're getting this on all sides, right from the word go. The emotions are what are driving this, though. So we have to keep that in mind, that from an emotional point of view, you realize things have gone as far as they can, and that there is really no salvaging here. And it could be speaking about your own emotions, or collectively our emotions. It's zip. Collectively, we're done with the oppression or the negativity, whether it's against us as goth people or witches or gay people or whatever. We're done, and we want to go away because we know we're not going to win this, and we want to retreat. It's better to run away and live to fight another day. All right, so now we're going to move to the element of fire, the Dark Angels. And that's the deck I'm using. Who watches over you? Who is the protective force? So I'm using the Dark Angels Tarot for that. We're invoking it into the spirit of fire. We're kind of doing the elements in Widdershins, if you didn't notice. And that means that normally they go around air, fire, water, earth. We're kind of going in reverse. We started with earth, with the Midnight Boulevard. We went to the Deviant Moon for water. And now we're using the Dark Angels for fire. And that card is the reversed Two of Swords. Who watches over us? Who is protective for us? Someone who realizes that they have to wait for the specific right time. It's about right timing, I believe. I don't know that this is describing actual people so much as maybe forces that could be, beneficent to us. So the idea of dark angels, spirit of fire, protectiveness, we find with the Two of Swords reversed that we are moving to a point where we feel the time is now for action. That although there are these signs of getting away, that's an action too. That maybe what is being counseled here is to take specific action based upon the knowledge that we've received in this pause, perhaps. I like that, I think. So now we're going to move back to air and possibly show us what could be the stumbling blocks here. This is called the Dark Shadows, and I'm using the Ghost Tarot. This card represents the forces that may be haunting us, whether they're actual spiritual entities or maybe just strong forces in our environment. The Ghost Tarot will show us what those are, possibly being able to give us a clue to how to deal with them. And that card is the Star reversed. The Star reversed. What really haunts us is the lack of hope, the lack of being able to perceive a destiny. And so if we cannot overcome that, then all of the rest is for naught, perhaps. The cautions to think smart and work away from the situation, to find the ways to protect yourself by moving away from the situation. And it's not about retreat so much as a retreat in terms of finding resistance and strategies for resistance, to not participate. Larger scale boycotts or no service days. And of course, I'm now talking about the national ethic, but maybe in our own lives, it applies to untenable situations where we feel we have no choice but to really indicate exactly how and why we won't put up with it anymore. All right, so I'm now going to move to the final phase of this reading and giving us a possibility of shadow work that we can perform. And I'm using the Secret Language of Darkness Oracle. So I'm just going to throw those out there. And we hope that this will specifically address what the cards are talking about. Also playing on the fact of what the Dark Light Oracle gave us right at the beginning. Time to leave and put our energy somewhere else. Shadow name. Liberate your shadow from darkness. Shine light upon them. Say hello. Greeting your shadow begins a process that releases suffering and helps you feel free. Your shadow name personalizes your darkness and gives you a way to explore and heal your shadow in a balanced and safe manner. When you shine light into the darkness, you release your fear of the unknown, anxiety dissipates, and you see what you thought were demons are angels in disguise. Ask for and be open to receiving the name of your shadow. It may arrive in a way you don't expect, but when it comes, you will know it is authentic by the way it feels. You are in the process of exploring and illuminating your inner world. Your shadow loves you. It has stored away all the things you thought would hurt or weren't ready to integrate into your experience. When you allow integration, all in your shadow becomes wisdom. Until that time, it unconsciously manages your perceptions and reactions. Open yourself to receiving the sounds your shadow is sending you. If necessary, ask for the communication to be louder or more precise. Ask your mind to be still as you do this. Trust all that comes to you. When you feel a name or names, try them on to see how they feel. State out loud, my shadow name is... It might feel scary and awkward at first, but keep going. You will know when it is right for you, when you feel a sense of relief and a rush of energy, a tingling, a revelation, a quiet recognition, or a knowing. So once again, that was from The Invisible Language of Darkness. We'll be using this more as we give more thoughts towards our shadow work. We're living in a time where there are many things that we are scared of, that we are feared of. And that wasn't supposed to be there. There we go. And so it's important for us to try to integrate these things into ourselves and achieve a balance with them. And like what I just read said, it's not going to be so easy. We're going to really have to, keep working at it and keep trying it. All right, everybody. I wanted to thank you all for coming once again for Goth Tarot. Remember, without darkness, there is no light. Without light, there is no darkness. And the shadows are what lie in between. Take care, everyone.